I don't do intros. How you guys doing today? I'm doing all right today. Today, weirdly enough, I'm bringing you a Dark Souls 3 video. I know, kind of different, right? The truth is, this is a build that I've wanted to do on this game for so long. And with all the Elden Ring stuff going around lately, a couple of months ago when I was real sick, I decided to go back to visit Dark Souls 3 and finally actually put this build together. Shout out to my boy Just Wraith for helping me meal all this stuff to this character and then just helping me go through the game with it. And yeah, the theme around this build is some kind of like dark paladin or dark cleric of the Sable Church, some kind of like crusader or something like that who uses dark magic, and it's associated with the Sable Church of Londor, and of course uses all the dark stuff like Dark Moonblade, Deep Protection, Great Soul Dregs, all that stuff. I'll talk more about the build here in a second, but first, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind liking and subscribing to the video, man, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't followed my Twitch already, I stream invasions over there sometimes. Sometimes other Souls games like Dark Souls 1 or 3. Sometimes even 2. But mainly we're here for Elden Ring stuff, and I'll talk about some Elden Ring in this video, of course. And also go join the PvP Discord if you haven't already. It's a Discord where you can show all your PvP clips, builds, whatever you want over there. There's a couple people already on there. Actually a good amount of people already on there sharing stuff all the time, and if you specifically want to communicate with me, that is the best place to do it, on that Discord. I check it sometimes. Can we talk about how sick this clip is, by the way? Like, it's a 2v3 right now, me and Havel versus two Sunbros and an Abyss Watcher cosplay host. I enjoyed this invasion so much, it was ridiculous, and Havel actually gets 2 kills in this invasion. No spoiler alert, I guess the other guy's still alive. This to me is peak Dark Souls 3 right here. This was insane. The crazy thing is, this host, like, if he just would have helped his phantoms, he probably wouldn't have been able to at least kill Havel, but he just decides to run away, and then he decides to go back up the ladder for whatever reason. I guess to try and knock me off, but then he didn't quite do that either. He just kind of got on top. Maybe he went a little too far. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk about the build and what's it all about and stuff like that. I mentioned that it was I'm calling it the Sable Crusader build. Because I just like the way that sounds. I thought about calling it a Paladin of Londor or something like that. But Sable Crusader just sounds like really cool to me, so I'm calling it that. Obviously, it's a character that's really associated with the Sable Church of Londor, Uria, Frida, all that stuff. If you guys don't know, in lore, there were, I forgot what they're called exactly, the 3 females, but 2 of them are Uria and Frida, and the last one, we do see the last one in Uria's cutscene during the Lord of Hollows ending, but she's not really mentioned anywhere. Just something that they forgot to mention. Sorry if you guys heard a bunch of background noise there. For some reason, my cat, whenever I decide to press record, he likes to be an absolute menace and start fucking shit up behind my back as if I can't hear him or it doesn't pick up on the recording. I don't know what his plans are, but they never really work out for him. Because I just stop the recording and go yell at him. And then he stops. But he'll inevitably do it again, probably. Anyway, let's talk more about this build. So I wanted to make like a character who's very associated with Londor. He uses a lot of dark magic, and specifically his weapons are dark infused. And he does a lot of dark damage. So to kind of replicate my my Dark Souls 1 build, the one that I did with my Cleric Velka of Cleric, I think I called it. He used the barbed straight sword with Dark Moonblade, and I also have that on this build. I have a refined a refined barbed straight sword, and I buff it with Dark Moonblade. There are some weapons I buff with Dark Moonblade, like the Zweihander, and we'll talk about the Zweihander in a minute. That weapon is ridiculous on dark builds for whatever reason. And I know some people are going to say dark damage is like the king of Dark Souls 3, and they're not wrong. It is. It's actually kind of crazy how good dark damage is in this game. But I never did a dark damage build until now, and you guys know me. If I do some kind of build, I like to make it very, very thematic. Most people, when they run dark damage builds, they're not out here casting Great Soul Drags or Dark Edge with the Murky Hand Scythe. They're just not doing it. And as you can see, I'm kind of using the Murky... I forgot, the Murky Hand Scythe, I think it's called? The little sickle thing right there. People hate that weapon. Despise it, but I'm not really using it how many people use it. Like, a lot of people just sit there and they spam quick step with it. I don't do that. I kind of use it as an offhand, get off me kind of tool that has really good slash damage and just really good damage in general. And my cat's yelling now. You guys hear him? Everyone say hi to Dinky. He's a little bastard right now for whatever reason. Shout out to this guy with the Dragon Slayer axe right there. And then the next guy who I fight in the same area is a full cosplay build of Morn, which I thought was really, really cool. He even has Morn's hammer and stuff like that. But something really worth mentioning. By the way, if you guys don't know, Dark Moonblade is still dark damage. For some reason, it's a miracle, but it just does dark damage, and insane amounts of dark damage too. It's literally the best buff in the game, as it is on Dark Souls 1 as well. But something really worth talking about. For some reason, the Zweihander in this game, when you dark infuse it, it gets an AA scaling in dark. That's crazy. That's like... That is as good as a heavy infused Zweihander with 60 strength. Okay, maybe it's not that good because you can still buff that weapon. With like a pine resin or a spell or something like that. But an AA scaling in dark on just the Zweihander, which is like the most accessible ultra great sword in the game, it's nuts. It's actually kind of crazy. And I know what you guys are thinking. Where's the Claymore at? Where's everyone's favorite Claymore? Where's it at? It's pretty good dark infused as well. It probably is, but there's also already a dark greatsword in the game that's much better than the Claymore, and that is the Onyx Blade. The Onyx Blade is like a top 3 weapon for me, along with probably Leto's Hammer and Crucifix and the Mad King, which is also on this build, by the way. Crucifix and the Mad King is like, again, it's a top 3 weapon for me. I love the Crucifix and the Mad King. By the way, shout out to this guy, by the way. Just, he knows what he is, man. He got his big bonker stick, and he's just bonking away. It's just what he does. It's just what he does, and I respect it, honestly. But yeah, that's pretty much what this build's all about. It's just a dark damage build that has dark magic, dark miracles, deep protection, Dark Moonblade. I have all the dark spells in the game. I got like Affinity. I've got the Black Flame Pyromancies. I can use them if I wanted to. Like everything dark I have. And I thought about using the Blindfold Mask as well, because I'm pretty sure I do have it on the build. But personally, I just like the Fallen Knight armor. I also like, I think his name's Leonhard, whatever. The guy who worships Rosaria. I have his armor. I'm using it right now in this clip. I think it looks pretty sick, but to me it's a little too cleric-y. So I did go back to using the Fallen Knight armor, and I know it's like kind of cringe to use it. Like a million people made it like super cringe, but honestly, let's be honest, chat. It's or comments, YouTube, whatever. It's one of the best looking armors in the entire game. Like it just is. And I know, like, the pants are, like, they have this funny description of them being piss-soaked or whatever. They're PP pants. I don't care, man. I love the Fallen Knight armor. I'm not even using the pants, by the way. I'm using the regular Knight's pants, and then I have on the Thorn gauntlets because they're sick. I also have a partisan on this build for people like that who just sit there and roll spam with light roll. Because, yes. Shout out to this guy, by the way, this Smo Man. Look at him. But yeah, guys. Honestly, you guys have you're probably seeing a lack of Elden Ring content here on the channel. Um, and you might be seeing a lack of Elden Ring content in general across like streamers or YouTubers right now generally, and that's because everyone has Elden Ring fatigue, man. They're just waiting for any kind of news for the DLC. I know that Bandai is like they've done some weird shit where they've uploaded something privately to their playlist and they're just like waiting to drop something. And everyone's just holding their breath, hoping that it's Elden Ring. We won't know until it's out, man. We just won't know until it's out. And yeah. Another thing, another reason why you might be seeing a bunch of YouTubers just not playing Elden Ring at the moment, specifically the Invader guys. That is because if you try to invade on Elden Ring right now, for some reason, you just don't find any fun invasions. You just find bonfire duelists or gank squads who are just sitting around doing nothing with like cookie cutter ass builds. To me, that's not really exciting, and to a lot of people, that's probably not also a lot exciting either. I can only speak for myself. Personally, I like invading people who are actually playing the level, you know, trying to get to the boss and stuff like that. Um, Honestly, I don't care what their builds are, as long as they're just trying to do that, that's, you know, because that just adds so much more variety to the invasion, right? If you invade a gank squad in Limgrave or Liurnia, what's gonna happen? Either they're gonna gank you and kill you, or you're going to inevitably run and hide somewhere and wait for them to go away, or you can be like a god and kill them all. It's so many things that can happen, right? Um, but for like I don't know. For me, I just like organic invasions, and I like them. I like them in all them games, bro. Like I got a bunch here in Dark Souls 3 because you can invade solo hosts. Which ironically, in this game, it's not that bad compared to other games. Not that bad means like the host just might quit on you. Doesn't happen a lot in Dark Souls 3, but in other games I could see them quitting on you. Specifically in Dark Souls 1, maybe 2 as well. I don't know. Um, Anyway, guys, that's going to be the video for today. Here's all my stats, gear, equipment, anything that you want to know. It's all right here. Um, yeah. If you like this kind of content, if you like this kind of PvP content, invasions, duels, Elden Ring, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, all the Souls games, I do it all, man. Be sure to like and subscribe the video. Join the PvP Builds Discord if you haven't already. And go follow my Twitch if you haven't already as well. The links are down below. And with that being said, guys, fare thee well, peace out, and all that fun stuff. And don't you dare go hollow, friends.